we await the score. Dominique Moceanu is done for the day. Clearly, she's off to Japan next. Did she win another title here? Was she able to retake the lead from Shannon Miller?
John, they made some adjustments in her routine from the national championship, so that could be enough to make the difference.
Very patiently waiting. It's almost as if she doesn't care what the scores are. Clearly, the judges are concerned about the start value, making sure all their calculations are correct. 9.925 will win, or will retake the lead and be the best performance overall after the weighted values of the national scores are tallied. And she does it. She does it. A 9.95. Remarkable. Almost a flawless performance and good enough to retake the title, the lead here at the World Team Trials. So the young 13-year-old goes past the 5-time Olympic medal winner Shannon Miller in the final rotation. When we return, we'll see who else makes this team. We're back for the final routine in the 4th rotation for Donnie Thompson, who, due to some judging, dropped out of the team in the last rotation. Kulikowski, her teammate, Teresa, is now in 7th place. For Donnie to pass her by, she needs that 9.55 you saw on the screen on the floor exercise to make the World Championship team.
She has been plugging through this competition all night with a back injury. Donnie is a very stylish performer. She has a lot of poise for such a young athlete.
Earned a gold at the Pan Ams this year with the U.S. team.
She says she prays every night about making the Olympic team. A lot of athletes share her dream, but only 7 will be placed on the World Championship team tonight, taking the first step toward that ultimate goal.
She looks a lot like Amanda Borton, one of the U.S. national
does.
team members who withdrew from competition this year.
Just for this competition, Amanda is sorely missing from this meet. She's a 3-time World Championship team member, and she will be missed in Sabai, Japan. She's out with a toe injury, but she's not out for the long haul, so she'll be back in action in '96. The last one past the 2.5 twist. A very nice performance. This could take her into that 7th place slot over her teammate right there, Teresa Kulikowski.
Both of them training in Colorado Springs. Teresa put into the 7th place position at the start of the rotation. Donnie, who's named after an Uncle Don who passed away at an early age. She needs a 9.55 to place her on the competing squad that's heading to Japan.
Awesome. Every one of you did exactly what you needed to do. Take a look at her last tumbling pass here. Not as much difficulty, but remember she's been suffering with this injury. It's a 2.5 twist. A little problem on the landing. Tough to land because it's a blind move. But a pretty performance.
Clearly a moment of high drama as she's awaiting the scores, as are we.
Certainly a look of relief on her face that this competition is over. She really had to slug it out.
And nothing to be disappointed in the routine itself, though the scores may prove a little disappointing. We'll find out in just a moment. And if they're not disappointing for Donnie, they will be disappointing for Teresa Kulikowski. Herself, no slouch in this sport, getting as close as she has. And the judges' marks a 9.65, and yes, that's good enough, placing Donnie Thompson on the World Championship team. So congratulations due to her, as she has earned an airplane ticket. Teresa will go as the alternate. We'll be back with more wrap-up in just a moment. Welcome back to the result page of the McDonald's World Team Trials. Dominique Moceanu eking out the victory over Shannon Miller in the final rotation. This is your final standings and the team that will represent the U.S. at the World Championships in Japan. Our own Kurt Thomas is down on the floor with the great Bela Karolyi and his rapidly rising young star. Well,
Well, congratulations, champ. Did you know how close you were going into the last event, 1/1000th of a point?
Yeah, I saw it like after I finished floor, but I didn't know really when I was going into it. So I was ready for floor. I was excited to do it, and then I went out and did it. So
You had a hamstring problem. How did it feel out there?
it was fine. It was warmed up. I kept moving it, and I warmed it up pretty good. So that was helping, rub it a little bit, and so it was fine.
It seemed like the more the routine went on, the more you just got psyched. Is that the case?
Yeah, it was really fun. I enjoyed it a lot. It was good.
Great. Congratulations. Bella, you talked about her not peaking so soon. Will you take it?
Well, unfortunately, we pick him. We pick him. But I'm very glad. I'm very glad the way how she's competing. And really, tonight, she showed her personality, which is a fighter. And that was very, very different than I ever experienced before with her. She really turned a tremendous, aggressive athlete. And she showed on the last event. And that was more than I expected. I'm very happy.
Do you have any new tricks in your bag for when you go over to Japan?
Yeah, we do. We do a very, very interesting combination on the bar. And also, we're going to add to the floor routine, too.
Well, keep going, guys. You're looking great.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Back to John.
And congratulations certainly due to the young Dominic Moceanu. When we return, we'll take a moment to talk with the last athlete to make this traveling squad. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Our coverage of the 1995 McDonald's World Team Trials has been brought to you by McDonald's, the official break of the Olympic Games. And it's all over but the shouting here, folks, as we take a look one more time at the official list of the athletes qualified to represent the United States at the World Championships in Japan later this year. The last member to make this cut, Donnie Thompson, who right now is with our own Kurt Thomas.
Donnie, you just made it. You were on floor exercise the last event. Did you know what you needed to go in?
I knew I just needed to hit my routines because they show the scores and you can't help but look over. So I just knew I had to hit and do my best.
It's kind of tough when you knock your teammate off the ladder there. She's going with you over there as the alternate, but that had to be tough for you. Did you feel like you could pull this out even with your back injury?
Yeah, when it came down last event, I knew I could do it. I knew I had to give it a chance, and I'm very pleased with the outcome.
How's the back feeling now?
Well, it's pretty stiff now because of all the routines and stuff we did in the last 2 days, so, but that's okay because I'm going.
Yeah, making this world team helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, a lot.
So you're going to rest a little bit, or are you guys right into training for the actual competition?
I think we're going to take, like, a few days off maybe and then start up hard.
All right, well, congratulations, and back to you, John.
Thanks a lot, Kurt. And Mara, as we take a look at the squad that's been assembled, how do you think they'll do at the Japan World Championships?
Well, it's important to realize that the U.S. brought home the silver medal at last year's World Championships without the optionals help of Shannon Miller. This year, Shannon Miller will be there in full force, and a new rising star that we can't deny in Dominic Moceanu. I think the U.S. has an excellent chance of upholding their second-place finish from last year's World Championships.
Now, the U.S. squad's performance at the World Championships will be an indicator to how they're doing heading into the Centennial Olympic Games in Atlanta, Georgia. What might we expect as a result of what we've seen here?
Well, I think with the talent and depth that they have, it looks very good for Atlanta, especially, again, Amanda Borden is missing from this meet, and she will be looking toward the Olympic Games. In terms of polish, experience, and reputation, she will be missed at the World Championships. That is an undeniable fact. But I think in Atlanta, there's a chance for gold.
Now, Dominic Moceanu does not have a lot of international competition, but on the basis of what we saw here, could she be the next Mary Lou Retton?
She is a fighter. I am so impressed with her. A fierce competitor, so much talent, so much personality. I have no doubts in my mind that she could be the next Mary Lou, especially on the home turf in Atlanta.
Exciting competition and great results here in Austin, Texas, aside to the selection of the 1995 World Championship team. Be sure to watch tomorrow as we bring you the men's action from the McDonald's World Team Trials from the Longhorn campus in Austin, Texas. For now, though, thanks for joining us here. On behalf of my partners, Mara Driscoll and Kurt Thomas, I'm John Neighbor saying thanks for watching.